say this. Even if you make these assumptions, that means the previous one was about the assumptions. Okay, so this was the clue in the next paragraph about the previous paragraph. Okay, so we are going for assumptions for the previous one, and then possibly this one, the first sentence says that our understanding of other life forms is still limited. That means our knowledge, understanding could be knowledge. So I'm assuming that knowledge is a word which can fit in as a synonymous structure for understanding of other life forms, means extraterrestrial intelligence. Okay. We do not even know, for example, please do not focus on, for example, as a theme is just an example, how many stars are there, and it's very difficult to believe that how can none of these stars can have like human beings or some life form on it. Okay, so we can make using the little we do not know about conditions lead us to estimate perhaps 1 in 1 lakh stars might have a life bearing planet, that means like Earth, where the life can be supported. That means our nearest neighbors are 100 light years away. You know, there's one video of KBC, or from KBC, I would say, where one of the guys is talking about the largest telescope. You know that? And he's explaining what is a light year. It's through KBC. Have you watched that? No?
No.
It's like light travels at 3 lakh kilometers per second. Okay. And then that you have to multiply into 60 seconds for 1 minute, how much distance it travels. That you have to multiply into 60, that you'll get 1 hour. That you have to multiply into 24. That many kilometers, you know, light is 1 light year, and that into 365 days gives you 1 light year. Okay, that means so many millions and billions of kilometers. And this, our nearest neighbor is 100 light years away. We can't even imagine the number of zeros in that. Okay, that's what they're referring to. Okay, which is almost next door in astronomical terms. Astronomy is the study of the space. Okay,
Yeah.
so right now we are talking of our understanding, how poor our understanding is. Okay, about the other forms, and it's very difficult to believe that as a case that none of these planets which we are talking of have people. Maybe even if we have a neighbor, maybe it's like thousands and thousands and millions and billions kilometers away. What's the whole theme? There are no radio signals yet. There are no responses to the signals because we have not got any civilizations. We have not reached there. Assumptions we have reached, we have used, sorry. Reasons we have used. Okay. Now I have to decide between vast distances to Earth's closest neighbors, knowledge of extraterrestrial life forms, and likelihood of life on other planets.
Knowledge it could be.
Yeah, but how our knowledge is limited. Why? Because the theme of this is not about the vast distances. That is just an example. Okay. Again, likelihood of life on other planets is just an example. The main theme is there generally in the first line of the passage, which clearly tells us that our understanding is limited. Our understanding is knowledge. And that's the reason I'll go for 6. So whenever I get 2 or 3 options, I'm going to negate the other options by finding some loophole in that, some problem in that. Okay, for example, this was very tempting to put vast distances to Earth's closest neighbors, because that's what they're talking in the last 3-4 sentences. But that's just an example. So that cannot be the theme of the passage, right? Likelihood of life on other planets. Again, that becomes part of an example, and hence that cannot become. All right. So don't go for words. Scanning is going to put you in trap. Okay, in trouble.
4th can be an option. Assumptions, underlining.
But assumptions are there in the B option, right? These assumptions means previous assumptions, right? When you say these means you must have said something before it. Okay, that's a demonstrative pronoun. These, can you carry these bags? You'll say which one? I must have said before something, right?
Yes.
So before, so this is assumptions. That sentence or statement goes for B option, where they are talking of 2 ground rules. On those rules are the assumptions. Okay. Janet, are you there? Are you there, Janet?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
I'm there.
All right. Sometimes it so happens that we are confused with those options. Put slash 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 and put those options and go ahead, so that you'll get the sense probably little later. Now we are still thinking of, okay, that we don't know enough, we don't know enough, we don't know enough. Now see D. What are we talking of in D? See the first line. Always read the first 1 or 2 sentences very carefully. And later on you jump words. An alien civilization, imagine robots, jadoo, could choose many different ways of sending information across the galaxy. But many of these either require too much energy or else are severely attenuated while traversing the vast distances across the galaxy. Ah, there are certain
Yeah.
words which people don't understand. Block them. Okay? If this happens in your exam, block these words. Do not focus on that one word and forget that there are other 20 other words which can help you to get the information. So they are saying alien civilization could choose to send. How do we communicate? Through phones, emails, right? Calling somebody, by traveling, by physically going there. So they might also send something physical like UFO. You know UFO?
Yeah.
UFO?
UFO.
Yeah.
Yes.
UFO is nothing but unidentified
Unidentified.
flying objects which we see in the
Yeah.
sky, and we think that, oh, Jadoo has come in some form. All right. So, but many of these either require too much energy. If I have to send some energy, see, you know, these rocketry, if you have, I don't know if you have watched this, one rocket, one thing which you have to send across our orbit. Okay, we have to cross that orbit, and a gravitational force, it takes like millions of rupees and dollars. You understand that?
Yeah.
To push something beyond, to send something beyond, to send one satellite. Okay, so it requires too much of energy. For them also it would be equally same. If you have watched these Marvels, have you watched Marvels? Iron
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
okay, Endgame,
Yeah.
Avengers, right? All these stories will tell you how they are multiverse, multi-universe.
Yes.
Uni means one, you cannot say multi-universe, multiverse. Universe means eki universe, uni means one.
Yeah.
Multiverse means different lives
Universe.
exist on
Life.
different
Okay.
planets simultaneously. Okay. Brahmastra, which was there, yes, which I think was published. What do you say? Brahmastra
Released.
was released yesterday, and that is
Yeah.
also talking of some verse,
Same.
right?
Yeah.
Astra verse, something like that, right? I don't know
Yes.
exactly all the details of it, but then they're also talking of verse, right? When you watch such movies, you are able to relate to some abstract ideas. Okay. Now we are talking
Yes.
of some radio frequencies. Can you
What
see
does
this?
attenuation mean?
Attenuated means less, to become less. Are
Okay.
you with me? Are you asking attenuated, this word? Attenuation, right? Attenuated means to cut down, to become less, weak. That means by the time it reaches us, it becomes weak. Okay. Then these radio frequencies I can see. So all searches, everybody's trying to understand if somebody might give us something in radio waves and frequencies. So New South Wales and Australian searches, they're doing something, scale of these searches dramatical. US is also putting some money, 10 years, some research. I'm jumping words now. Okay, much of the money is being spent on developing some hardware. Project has 2 parts. One, when I read 2 parts, 3 parts, I try to search one part, got it? And the other part. I know the story, there are 2 parts which are talking of. Some radio frequencies, blah, 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 blah. But what you're talking of is, oh, there's too much of energy which will be required for this. Got it? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
try and understand what happened here. Now we're talking of what? How these radio frequencies and waves are used for communicating. Okay, how we'll transmit and how they'll transmit, right? What are we talking
Yeah.
of?
One.
Possibly, yes. Seeking the transmission of radio signals from planets. How will we get the radio signals, radio waves, radio this? How will we get them? You know, what hertz and this and all technical things they have given there. Don't read all these
Yeah.
things to fill your brain with all these technical aspects and they say, oh, it's so tough. It's not tough. Read only the superficial information to understand. But when you read superficial information, you get to 2 or 3 options. That time you should read very clearly. Okay. Right now, have you responded to the signals? No, we are still waiting for the signals. How will they send us? Right? Vast distances, that is over. Okay. Assumptions is over. It's used somewhere else. Reasons over somewhere else. Knowledge over somewhere else. Likelihood of life on other planets? No, we are talking of how will we get the information from the other planets in the form of radio signals, right? So yes, the first one is appropriate. Is there anything else that we have not read? Is there last patch? E?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, there is. There is a considerable debate over how we should react if we get a signal from an alien civilization, right? There's always a debate in the society where some people will say, oh, great. Okay, it's a breakthrough. And others would say, oh, you've told them that we are here. Now they can attack us anytime and they can capture us. Like that's how the wars start, right? Okay,
Yeah.
either we want to capture them or they want to capture us, right? Yeah, so there's a debate going on in case we receive some alien civilization. Everybody agrees we should not reply immediately. Quite apart, sending a reply, it raises a host of ethical questions and global community. That means there'll be attack, cultural shock. You know, if it is a superior one, then they'll try to rule us. If we are superior to them, we'll try to rule them. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a power of showcase. It's a matter of showcasing the power. So now we are thinking of, what do you think is the
Second
answer?
option.
Yes, appropriate responses to
Respond.
signals from other civilization. Understand the statement, appropriate responses. How should I react to signals from other civilizations, from other planets and all? Got it? Do you understand the
Yes.
sequence now? More or
Yeah.
less? Yeah. Janet, are you
Yep.
there in the class?
Yeah,
No?
I'm
Yes?
there, but I see the recording because I missed now. Yeah,
Okay, no problem. So,
because
be
I
there.
joined, yeah, when
Okay, be there. Now we have just 8 minutes, don't worry. Now again, we are going back to the questions which are MCQs, 18, 19, 20 and 21 to 26. We'll not be able to cover all. We'll continue tomorrow. What's the life expectancy of Earth? What is the life expectancy of human beings, of dogs, of different animals? They are in years.
Years.
Like humans are probably on an average, living for 60, 70
Eight.
years. Yeah. After that, we call
Okay.
that bonus life, right? Dogs are living for 15 to 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Then, so life expectancy of Earth would be also somewhere in years, right? Possibly
Yep.
that it will live for so many years, right? What kind of signals from other intelligent civilizations are SETI scientists searching for? We know the signals, right? Which signals we are waiting for? Huh? Sorry?
Mm,
Which signals? We just talked about it.
radio.
Radio signals. So you know the
Yeah.
paragraph, you have to go there and find exact word if there's some change in that. How many stars? Many means word, number. Sorry. Many as a word suggests number. Okay. How many stars are the world's most powerful radio telescopes searching? How many stars? So this is a number. This is a number. This is what kind of signals? So we know where to go and search, right? Life
Yep.
expectancy of Earth, I'm looking out for a number in years. Okay, let's start from the first line. Is any number here? Okay, 3 decades. So sometimes the numbers are given like that also, okay? Like words. But is this about Earth's life?
I guess.
No,
No,
no.
it's not meant.
We are searching
Yeah.
for 3 decades. There's no reference of
Okay.
Earth's life. ठीक है 30 साल से ढूंढ रहे हैं. Is there any number here? Million,
Thousand.
billion, thousand. Okay, only. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see here. Here, all these are numbers. Okay. Did I say Earth? Earth. Now read. We have had civilization on Earth for perhaps only a few thousand years, and the threats of nuclear war for the last few decades have told us our survival may be 10 years. Will we last for another 2000 years, or will we wipe us out since the lifetime of a planet like ours is several billion years?
7.
So what's the answer? Several billion
Several
years.
billion.
No specific number.
Billion years.
Okay, but it is a unit. Billion years. Several billion years. We got the answer. Okay, how do we understand out of these words? Lifetime of a planet. That's a life expectancy. Okay, what kind of signals are we waiting for? Radio signals. So we'll go to that. Is any other word? Radio
Responses there
signals.
it will be.
The radio waves, right? These are the signals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we detect a signal. A signal means of radio. Radio only.
Yep.
Radio. No other. Radio. That's it. Signals means what? High sensitive for signals. Which signals? Radio. Right? These are the waves. So it's radio waves. We cannot say radio wave signal, radio. Right? Okay. Then we are talking of how many stars? World's largest telescope. Can you see world's largest telescope? I saw it here.
1000.
How many stars?
Okay. 1000 likely stars.
Yes. Okay. The nearest 1000 likely stars. Okay. So 1000. Okay. To the nearest, searching the nearest 1000 likely stars. Number is 1000. We got MCQs, multiple choice question. If you think that you're not really getting those answers, it's okay. Jump to these. Yes, no, not given is very similar to true, false, and not given. It's just that we have the views of the author. Will author agree to this? Views of the writer. Okay. And those are nothing but the
19th,
statements.
Pooja,
Yes.
19th one is radio signals.
Yes. What kind of signals? Radio. You can write radio signals. But what kind of signals? So we are looking for adjectives. So only radio.
And
Okay.
last one is 1000, no?
Perfect.
Pooja discussed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, no, and not given is just like true, false, and not given. It's just that we are trying to get those views of the writer. If they are matching, that means whatever writer is saying is in matching with this. There they will say, will the statements match? Nothing else. Okay. So views of the writer will be, writer bhi yahi kar raha hai. Yes. Okay. Alien civilizations may be able to help the human race to overcome serious problems. Maybe we'll do only one and then I'll tell you what has to be done next. Okay. Alien civilizations may be able to help. So you read all the tense part as well. Okay. Plural, singulars as well at times. To help the human race, imagine human beings and Jadoo and their civilization. To overcome serious problems. Okay. Where should I search? The first one takes time. Okay. But we know the Americans and Australians was there in the last paragraph, right? Second page in the sense, right? SETI scientists are trying to find a life form that resembles humans in many ways. You remember that green head and all? This is that paragraph, D. Okay, so this is before that paragraph. So I don't know if how these alien civilizations will help human to overcome serious problems. I might have to read from the first line itself. Question whether haunted search for signals. I'm looking out for problems or issues. It is now invite. Primary reason curiosity foster variety. Simple detection of radio signal will be sufficient. SETI pushing 1000 survival galaxy. Thus any is far older than ourselves. Okay, long-term survival possible. That gives us some cause for optimism. I think these are the problem. Threats would be problem, right? I'm trying to understand if it is matching with this. If not, I didn't get this in the first one. So the mere existence of such a civilization will tell us that long-term survival is possible. Acha. वो लोग भी 200 साल है, 2000 साल है, that means we can also live something like that. And gives us some cause for optimism. It is possible that older civilization may pass on benefits. Yes. Means it can be helpful. In dealing with threats, means problems. Okay, that we have not. Their experience can help us. Like how our elderly people guide us. Maybe these civilizations, if we study them, if we meet them, it can guide us. It seems yes. Okay. But I'll not go for other questions. I'm sharing this sheet with you. The page number is 1415. Can you see this? Here,
Yeah.
Yes.
the page number is 15. Suppose this, okay, you can solve these 4 questions on your own. Put a timer of 5 minutes and try to solve. Okay. You can also open 2. Okay. Name this as question and the other one. And you can scroll back side to side. Instead of scrolling up and down, you can swap side to side. Okay. And there's history of the tortoise. Do you know tortoise? We all know,
Yeah.
right? It's just a history of it. So it's like watching Discovery Channel. Again, don't read anything. Just jump to these true, false, and not given, and this, and then there's this filling the blanks, which are stepwise. Use some logic, okay, and get the areas and get the answers for these before we meet tomorrow. Do you understand what we did today?
Yep.
Any doubts, Janet? We're sending out.
Yes.
Stop.